Oh, hello guys. Welcome back once more again, guys, on my YouTube channel, guys. If you did not subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and you also click the the thumbs up. Okay. So today, guys, I'm coming up with a different question paper. Okay. So this paper that I'm going to treat today, it is not aligned with the current exam guideline. Okay, so according to our exam guideline, and now I'm going to give you the scope of what you should expect in paper one, what you should expect in paper two. But that does not mean that the information have changed. Do you understand? Measurement will forever be measurement. So the questions that you find in any question paper that were written before 2021, just know that those question papers, they were integrated with measurement, finance, everything in one paper. Okay, so these days when you write any paper of maths lit, paper one is going to have uh paper one is going to have finance. It's going to be finance, and then it's also going to have a data handling, and it's going to have a probability. Okay, so paper two is going to have measurement, and then it's also going to have maps and plans. Okay, and it's also going to have probability. So this is how the paper is being structured. But if you find any question paper that these topics were integrated into one paper, do not throw that question paper. Treat those question papers, but just know that when you write paper one, prepare finance, data handling, and probability. Okay, so that's how it goes. So in this paper is a May-June that was written in 2021, paper one. So this paper was before the exam guideline was reviewed. Okay, so the questions in the topics in this paper were integrated. So you will see measurement, you will see finance. Okay, right, without any waste of time, let's let's go to the first question. So again, in this question paper, I'm only going to focus on question 1, 2, 3. You will wait for the video on question 4 and question 5. Okay, right, there is our first question. The first question now says, let me increase the screen so it doesn't, yeah. They say Hobby X offers workshops where they teach art skills. The information below shows the different workshops offered by the Hobby X. All price shown exclude 15% VAT. So let me just underline this because this will play a very important part. Okay, it exclude 15% VAT. The first 10 people, the first 10 participants in each of the workshop receives 7.5 discount. Okay, then our first, they say the type, duration, and the cost of the workshop. Our first workshop is art for beginner, bunny bean, cheese board, and then the chef's bread bean, creative handling, lettering, and then the creative journaling. So all of these, they have the duration, and then they also have the cost. Okay, so let's jump on to our questions. The first question says, the diameter of the chessboard is 300 millimeters. Calculate the radius of the chessboard. So we know that when we calculate the radius, we say radius is equals to diameter divided by 2. So we're going to have 300 millimeters divided by 2. That will give us 150 millimeters. Okay. Then number 2, they say write the cost of the 90 minutes workshop in descending order, meaning that you start from the biggest to the smallest. But which which workshops are you going to look at? The one that has 90 minutes. So the ones that have 90 minutes, we have creative handling, creative journaling, and then the creative hand lettering. We also have the chessboard. We also have the art for beginner. So we are going to look at the one that is the biggest. So we can see that this one is bigger than this one. but then this is the first one. So our biggest is going to be 330. So we're gonna have because they said in descending, so it must be from the biggest price to the smallest price. So this following is going to be this one, 275, 275. Then the 275 is going to be followed by 210. So there are only 4 workshops that have 90 minutes. So this one will be followed by 110. So there we have arranged our data in descending order. Then they say determine the VAT amount charged for a creative journaling workshop. There is the creative journaling, then the cost is 275. So let's go and hear what they said about the VAT. They say all price shown, they exclude 15%. It means that this amount, it is excluding VAT. So they want to know the amount of VAT that is going to be charged there. Okay, so we're going to say 275 multiplied by 15 over 100. That will give us 275 multiplied by 15 over 100. That gives us 41 rand 25 cents. Okay, and then we're going to check the next one here. It says convert 150 minutes to hours. Okay, so when we check our convention, we know that 1 hour has 60 minutes. Like I said in my previous video that I made, I told you that I like cross multiplication. If you master cross multiplication, a lot of things are going to be easier for you to answer. Okay, so here we are given the right hand side which has the minutes. So we're gonna put our 150 minutes here. So we don't know how much is 150 minutes in hours. So we put the question mark, then we do the cross multiplication. And that shall be question mark multiplied by 60. That will be 60 question mark is equals to 1 multiplied by 150. That gives us 150. Then we shall have both sides divided by 60. Then we also come here and then we divide by 60. So our question mark will now be 150 divided by 60. That gives us 2,5. That means this is 2 hours and a half, meaning that is 2 hours 30 minutes. But they don't want you to write in any minutes, so you just have to leave it as 2.5. Okay, let's go to number 5. They say calculate excluding VAT the total cost for a person attending all the workshops, meaning that this person will attend the 6 workshops. The 2 workshops going to be 330 and 220. We're gonna have 330 plus 220 plus the second one is going to be 110 and 165. 110 plus 165 plus the last ones is 220 plus 275. So you must count so that you are sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 330 plus 220 plus 110 plus 165 plus 220 plus 275, and that will give us 1,320. Okay, then the number 6 says determine the discount offered for the art for beginners. So according to the information given above, they said the first 10 participants in each of the workshops receive 7.5% discount. So this is the amount that they're going to charge is 330. So on top of 330, now we're gonna say 330 multiply by 7,5 divided by 100. The only one, the discount that is going to be offered. Multiply by 7,5 over 100. That gives us 24 rand 75 cent. Okay, then let's proceed to 1.2. They say Naomi bakes rusk and sells them in 500 grams at 500 grams pack at 55 rand per pack at one of the workshop. Table 1 below shows the main ingredient of the rusk. Table 1. Main ingredient to bake, meaning that the ingredients that are given in this table, they are to bake 4,000 grams of rusk. Okay, so the ingredients that she uses self-raising flour, grain flour, and then raisins or dates, and also butter. Okay, so you're also given the measurements there. They say a rusk is a hard dry biscuit or twice baked bread. Use the information above to answer the questions that follow. Convert 1,250 grams to kilograms. Like I said, this is the paper that was written before the exam guideline was reviewed. Therefore, you will see measurement and the finance bin in one paper. So do not throw the paper away. Already you know that here, I remember you'll be practicing, okay? So you know that now I'm focusing on measurement, okay? The examiner can go and use the same paper and take this question and put it in paper 2. But when I would have neglected it and said, in 2021, the exam guideline was already reviewed. So the paper was before the exam guideline was reviewed. So use this paper as well, okay? Right. So we know the relationship between the grams and the kilograms. It says 1 kilograms is equals to 1,000 grams. Like I said, cross multiplication. So we are going to convert, we are given the grams. So we're going to put the grams here, 1,250. There's one here. 250 grams. Here we put a question mark. Then we cross multiply. So that's going to be question mark multiplied by 1,000. That is going to be 1,000 question mark is equals to 1,250 multiplied by 1. That becomes 1,250. Then we divide both sides by 1,000. So our question mark is equals to 1,250 divided by 1,000. That gives us 1,25 kilograms. Okay, then we continue. They say determine the cost price of 500 grams if a profit of 30 rand 30 cent per pack was made. So already here they give us the selling price, then here they give us a profit. Okay, so a formula to calculate a cost price, it says cost price is equals to selling price minus profit. Okay, so our selling price here is given as 55 rand and our profit is given as 30 rand 30 cent. Remember, the cost price is how much it's going to cost Naomi to make those packs, 500 grams packs. Okay, so it's going to be 55 minus 30 rand 30 cent. 30 rand 30 cents. So the cost price there was 24 rand 70 cent. Okay, so we move. So they say write in the simplified form the ratio of the raisin flour to butter. So what we are going to do, we're just going to change this weight here. We're going to put 2 and we're going to check the ingredients for butter. The self-raising flour, which is 1250 grams. Then we're going to check the butter. The butter is 500 gram, so we write 500 gram here. So now for us to simplify, we can do it in many ways. Remember, they didn't say they want it in as a form of 1:2, okay, but they said they want it in a simplified form. Okay, so in a simplified form, it means that you can check it, the number that can go inside 500, and it can also go into 250 and not leave any remainder, meaning that it does not leave any decimal. Okay, so we can check if we do it in 500. That means we're going to, let's see, 1250 divided by 500. It gives us a decimal. We don't want that. Okay, we want a simplified form. So we can check 250 and say 1250 divided by 250. That gives us 5. So that means we can say 5 here, and then 250 inside 500, it will go twice. So this can be the smallest simplified ratio. Okay, so that is going to be 5:2. Then they say calculate the mass of raising flour or this needed to bake 500 gram pack of rusk. Remember, all the ingredients that are given here, they are making 4,000 grams. Okay, so let's check the the raisins that we used. We have used 100 grams. We have used 100 grams to make 4,000 grams of rusk. Cross multiplication. Okay, so now they want to know how many grams of raisin flour, how many grams of raisins will we need to make 500 gram pack of rusk. So we are going to say these are the rusk and then these are the raisins. Okay, so we are going to put our 500 gram here, then here we put a question mark because we don't know how much grams of raisins. Then we cross multiply. So we're going to have question mark multiply by 4,000. That will be 4,000 question mark. That will be 500 multiplied by 100. 500 multiplied by 100, that gives us 50,000. Okay, so we're going to divide both sides by 4,000 so that this 4,000 can cancel this 4,000. We need the question mark. So our question mark is going to be 12,5. 12,5, then we check it was here. That means we need 12,5 grams of raisins to make 500 grams of rusk. This is 1.2.4. Then let's see 1.2.5 here. We have a space. Then they say calculate the number of cups of bran flour needed if Naomi bakes 800 grams of rusk. Okay, so let's check here. How much did she use? She have used 5 cups of bran flour. She used 5 cups to make 4,000 grams of rusk. Okay, so now we want to know how many cups will she need if she's going to make 8,000 grams of rusk. Okay, so we're going to put 8,000 grams here. Then we don't know how many cups she will need. We put a question mark again, then we do a cross multiplication. Question mark multiplied by 4,000, that will be 4,000. Question mark, that will be 5 multiplied by 8,000. 5 multiplied by 8,000, that is 40,000. That is 40,000. Then we divide both sides by 4,000. This one will cancel this one. Then we divide here by 4,000. So 40,000 divided by 4,000, that gives us 10. That means our question mark here is equals to 10. We check which side it was. The units here are cups. That means here we talk about 10 cups. That means she will need 10 cups to make 8,000 grams of rusk. Okay, therefore we continue. Right, we continue to 1.3. Now in 1.3 they say the table below represents the percentage interest that could be earned on your savings at two different banks. Bank A, interest rate applies for a minimum investment of 100,000 and the rate change over time. Okay, there we can see them, the amounts in rand 100 plus. So in bank A you must not invest anything of less than 100,000. Okay, we're given the number of months, and then also there is no one who can invest less than a year. Your investment must say I'm investing more than 12 months, because look at the minimum 18 months. Okay, then bank B, they say the annual rate varies according to the amount invested. So here the more you invest, the more they give you the interest as provided here. Okay, they say define the term interest rate in the given context. So we know that the interest is the extra amount earned. Okay, so in this context they're talking about the investment. Remember, interest come in two ways. It's either the interest on the loan or the interest on the investment. So in this case they are talking about the investment. So we're going to say interest is the extra money earned on investment. Okay, so let's go to 1.1.2. They say write down the minimum number of months that bank A offers an interest of 7.35. This is 7.35, so the minimum months here is 25. So you're going to have 25 months. Then they say name which bank offers the better interest rate for an amount of 145,000 invested for 2 years. So we're going to check here 145,000 for 2 years. Remember here the investment starts at 100,000 for everyone. So we're going to check, this is 24 months, which is 2 years. So they're going to offer 7.20%. Then in bank B, they're going to check it the amount now. So we can see that it's not in this column. So the amount of 144 is between 100,000 and 249. So in bank B, you will be offered 6.8. So in bank A, you'll be offered 7.20, meaning that bank A offers the better interest when you invest 145,000. Now they say calculate the difference between the highest interest rate of bank A. Let's look at the highest of bank A. The highest is 7.5. So we're going to have 7.5 minus, because they talk about the difference, and the lowest interest rate of bank B. We're going to look at the lowest here. So our lowest interest rate here is 6.7. So our lowest there, our difference is 7.5 minus 6.7. Our difference is 0.8%. Okay, so that's all that brings us at the end of question number 1. So we continue to question number 2. Right, question number 2, it says a dental procedure, e.g. the crown implant, is performed by a dentist. Annexure A shows a quotation for a dental procedure for Miss Mpo Hendricks. Note, a crown is a dental cap which completely covers a tooth. Okay, so we're gonna go to the annexure. Okay, here is the annexure. We landed straight to the annexure A for 2.1. Right. According to this annexure, we are given the ABC Medical Center. This is the address of the business. Then we are given the date that this was done on the 15th of January 2021. Procedure crown dentist Dr. J.J. Ndlovu, Miss Mpo. Account number, ID number, cell number. Then we're given the descriptions and the amount. Summary, medical aid payment, and then they say patient payment 00. Let's go to the questions. The first question, write down the name of the dentist who is treating Mpo. So the name of the person that is treating Mpo here is what is that name? Is the dentist here is Dr. JJ Ndlovu. Oh, we don't have the pen here. Is Dr. JJ Ndlovu, okay? So that is the name of the dentist. Now they say state the year in which Mpo was born. So we are given the ID of Mpo. It starts with 82. It means that if it starts with 82, we know that it's going to be 1982. That means Mpo was born on 1982. We know that the first two numbers, they represent the year in which a person was born. Right, they say write down the amount that Mpo has to pay when the procedure is done. Look at the summary here. They say medical aid payment. So whatever Mpo is going to do here is going to be covered by the medical aid. Mpo is only going to pay 0 rand. Mpo is not going to pay anything. The amount will come from the medical aid. Okay. 2.1.4, they say calculate the total amount excluding 15% VAT. So they are saying the total here, it is including 15%. The amount there is how much? Let's just, okay, 1,744.75. So you're going to say 1,744.75. So remember, our VAT exclusive is equals to 100%, and then the VAT on its own is equals to 15, and then the VAT inclusive is equals to 115%. So now they want us to calculate the VAT amount, whereas we are given the VAT inclusive amount. So when we multiply there, on top we put what you want. So this method, they call it a Cremora method. I also call this one a Cremora method because it becomes so interesting. It says what you want is not inside or is not on the bottom, it's on top. If you know the advertisement of Cremora, you'll know that that guy was looking for the Cremora inside the fridge, but the Cremora was exactly on top of the fridge. So what you want here is on top. What you have is on the bottom. What you have. Okay, so what do we want right now? We want to calculate, as it says, the total amount excluding 15%. That means we need to calculate the 100%. That's what we want. What do you have? This amount. This amount in a percentage, what does it represent here? It is representing 115. So it's going to be 1,744.75 multiplied by 100 over 115. That gives us 1,517.17. Then they say calculate the price of one infection control measures. Calculate the price of one infection control measure. Okay, so let's go to our annexure. In our annexure, they say the infection control measures. We have the codes there, and then we have the quantity. They are 2. Then they charge 40 rand 55 cents for 2. So we are going to have 40 rand 55 cents divided by 2. And that gives us 20.7. So this, when we round off to 2 decimal place, can be 2.8. Okay, then let's proceed to 2.2. Okay, so in 2.2 they say Mpo's sister Anela has a vegetable garden. She grows vegetables that are considered useful for tooth growth. She sells mixed vegetables packs at a local market during the weekend. Table 4 shows the cost price for growing, processing, and packaging the vegetables, as well as the selling price of each pack of mixed vegetables. Okay, so the cost price of 1 kilogram is 12 rand 50 cent. Then the selling price is 25 rand. Table 5 shows the monthly fixed cost, rental for stall, and then the transport. Now they say, according to the question said, they say calculate analyze total monthly cost. Okay, monthly fixed cost. So what are the fixed costs? Is the rent and the transport. So that will be 140 plus 60 rand. That gives us 200 rand. That is the fixed cost for Anne. Then they say the formula below is used to calculate analyze expense for 1 month. Expense is equals to fixed cost plus the variable cost. That is the formula to calculate the expense. So our fixed cost already is given 200 plus 12 rand, which is the cost price per unit, multiplied by the number of cost, the number of packs. Okay, so we are given the table that shows the number of packs, and it shows these are the independent variable. Then the dependent variable, these are the expense and the income, which is 200 there for 0 items. We see those, and then income 0 if she did not sell anything. Okay, then they say use the above formula to calculate the missing value A and B. So when we check A is the cost for producing 10 packs of vegetables. Okay, so they've given us the formula to calculate the expense. So we're gonna have 200 plus 12,5, open the brackets here, multiply by the number of packs. There were 10. So it's going to be 200 plus, then we're going to have 12,5 multiplied by 10. That gives us 125. So that gives us a total of plus 200, that is 325. 325. That is our A. Then we're going to go for number B. Number B, we can do it in 2 ways. We can use the cost formula, or we can use the income, because already they said that we don't know how many units were sold there, but we have received 400, and we all know that we also know that 1 unit is sold at 25 rand. Okay, so we can say 400 because these are the rand. 400 rand divided by 25. 400 divided by 25, that will give us 16. Okay, so how can we do it using the cost, because we are already given the cost as well. So for B, we are going to say, okay, the cost we have spent 400, which is equals to 200. It was 200 plus 12,5 multiplied by B. We don't know how many units we had produced there, so we are going to say we group the numbers. Remember this one, they're in the brackets, so we can take the 200 rand to the left hand side with transpose. So it's going to be 400 minus 200 plus not plus, let me say plus, because we have transposed there. We had transpose, so we are going to be left with 12,5, because now we are multiplying, so it's going to be 12,5b. So 400 minus 200, it will give us 200, which is equals to 12,5b. Okay, so now what can we do? We are looking for the value of b, then we can divide both sides by 12,5. So we're going to divide here by 12,5. So that will be 200 divided by 12,5. That will give us 16, which is B. Okay, now let's move to 2.2.3. Okay, 2.2.3. They say answer the questions that follow by using table 6 and the graph drawn on the answer sheet showing the expenses for the mixed vegetables. Okay, use the grade provided on the answer sheet to draw another line showing the income from the sale of the mixed vegetables. Okay, so we're gonna go there. That means we know that number A here is, or this one is already been given on the graph, so we are only going to draw the income, another line showing the income. So I'm going to show you the strategy there. The strategy that I'm going to show you, because the graph that we need to draw, it must be a straight line. Okay, so we need, this is the very important point, and also this is the very important point, the first point and the last point. So let's start with our first point here. Should have opened two papers. Right, the first point there, it says if the person doesn't sell any vegetables pack, she's going to receive 0 rent. So that means our income graph must start here at 0. Okay, so let's see. Let me see something. Okay, I've closed it. So our number of units there at the end is going to be, how many are they? They are 50 at 1,250. 50 units at 1,250. 1,250. Let me look for it. So the difference here is, okay, 1 2 3 4, that will be 1,200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. Okay, let me see, let me track this line. It's gonna be above this. This is 1,200, 1,220, 40. That means 1,250 is going to be in between here. Our point will be here. So I don't have a ruler here, okay? But what you have to know again is that this graph, you only need to take your ruler and join these 2 points. Make sure that your line is straight. Do not use a pen like what I will try to do. If I just use a pen here, my line is not going to be straight. You understand? But the idea here for you is that you just take a ruler and you join these 2 points. And if you check, indeed, I will find my break-even point here. This is the annex. Our break-even point was at 16 units, so I at least tried to be accurate as I can. So break-even point is here. So you can now, after doing that, you can plot other points. Okay, let's go back and continue to the next question. We still have a lot of questions to do. Explain the meaning of the term break-even in the given context. Okay, right. Remember, the break-even point is the point whereby the income is equals to the expenditure. So in this case, we're going to say the break-even point, it is where Anela do not make a profit, or does not make a profit. Doesn't make a profit, okay? The income of selling the vegetables pack is the same as the expense of making those vegetables pack. That is our break-even point. Write down the number of mixed vegetables that must be sold to break even here. That means our income is equal to our expense. This is our break-even point. So how many units were there? There were 16. So she needs to sell 16 at least to break even. If she sells anything less than 16, she's making a loss. So for her to start making profit, she must sell more than 16. Anela wants to purchase a commercial vegetable slice to assist with chopping of the vegetable as shown in the picture below. The two payments option can be she can choose from are also shown below. Payment option 1, cash price of 1,799. Payment option 2, monthly installment, deposit 20%, and then she gonna have 24 monthly payments of 950. They say analyst thinking of using option number 2, calculate the deposit she has to pay. Remember they said the 20% of the cash price. So the cash price there is 1,799. Okay, so the deposit that she will be required to is multiplied by 20 over 100. The deposit will be 359.8. And then they say determine round to the nearest rand. The total amount Anela will have to pay for the vegetable slice after 24 months. Okay, so we know that for 24 months she's going to pay 95 rand per month. Okay, so it's going to be 24 multiplied by 95, which is 2,280. But this is not all that she's going to pay. Remember, she must first start by paying a deposit of 359. So all in all, 359.8, that will be 2,639.8. So let's round it off, as they said, round it to the nearest rand. So that will be 2,640. This is how much Anela is going to pay. Okay, now Anela's brother Tony, who lives in the United States of America, decided to send her money to buy the vegetable slice using payment option 1. Table 7 below shows the exchange rates of South Africa in relation to currencies of other countries. Now they say we are given those ZAR is equals to 0.6, 1 ZAR is equals to 0.06725 US dollars. Okay, now let's go. They say explain the term exchange rate. So now they are not saying in this context. Okay, so the exchange rate is this the value of one currency in relation to other currency. Then number B, they say identify the currency that is weaker than the rand. So let's check. Look at this. 1 rand is equals to 0. That means the dollars are stronger than the rands. Even the euros, even the pounds, they are stronger than them. But look at this. 1 rand represents 7.38 yen. That means that the yen, it is the one that is weaker than the rand. Then they say the Tony sent Anela 130 US dollar. Determine rounded to the nearest rand. The amount Anela received from Tony. So we must check the relationship between the rand and the dollar. Okay, so you can use this side or you can use this side anyhow. So when we use this side, we're gonna copy the relationship. 1 ZAR is equals to 0.67251 US dollar. So we're gonna do the cross multiplication. Very powerful. So we are given the side of the dollars. That means we're gonna write 130 here, US dollars. Then we write a question mark here. Then we cross multiply. So we're gonna have question mark multiplied by this. That is going to be 0.0 67251 question mark is equals to 130. Then we divide both sides by 0.0672251. We divide again. This one will cancel this one. Then we'll have 0.0672251. Then our question mark will be 130 divided by 0.0672251, and that will give us 1933.05. So they said we must round off to the nearest rand, so that will be 1933. So guys, I want to emphasize something here. You see guys, every time I'll look down to press my calculator, whatever that I press on the calculator, I have already written it down. So I see it with my student, né? They always have a calculator on hand. I don't know what they are doing there. So guys, if you want to manage your time well when you're writing the math lead, make sure that the calculator, you only touch your calculator when you have written something. 1 multiplied by 2. If you don't know how much is 1 multiplied by 2, you then go to the calculator to punch it. But that 1 multiplied by 2, it must be written on your answer book. Do not touch your calculator. If you have not written anything, leave the calculator alone. You'll be saving the batteries otherwise. Right, let's go to the next question. So the next question, like I said, this is the paper written in 2021 before the exam guideline was reviewed. So now we see measurements. Okay, so this is not a useless paper to do. You're also doing measurement. When they reviewed the exam guideline, they did not take measurement. They only moved measurement to paper 2. Right. Simpio makes candles as shown in the picture below. He uses a cylindrical mold to make the candles. He also covers calf's horse head in some of the cylindrical candles, so we can see them. This is the candle mold. This is the cylindrical candle. It has a height of 11.4. It has the diameter of 10.4 centimeters. Then this is our horse head candle. Then they say the decorative label around the candle. Simpio will pack 12 cylindrical candles in a box using a 4x3 arrangement. Determine the minimum length and the width of the box he needs if the candles are tightly packed, touching each other in the box, meaning that they will be packed like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So at the end, there are 4 in this box. Okay, so this is our length and this is our breadth. So if we want to calculate our length, in our length, remember the diameter, they will be touching each other by the diameter. This distance from here to here is the diameter. So we're going to take our diameter here, which is 10.4 centimeters, and we multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4. We multiply by 4, and that will be 10.4 multiplied by 4. That gives us 41.6 centimeters, and our width is going to be the diameter again, 10.4 centimeters multiplied by 1, 2, 3. 10.4 multiplied by 3, which is going to be 10.4 multiplied by 3, that is 31.2 centimeters. Okay, then they say Simpio ties a decorative ribbon around the candle. The ribbon have an overlap of 3 centimeters. Determine the number of candles he will be able to decorate using a 20-meter long ribbon. Now they say you may use the following formula. So now what are you going to do? Remember, this person is going to put the decorative label around the circumference of the candle. Okay, she's going to put the decorative label around the circumference of the candle. So how do we calculate a circumference, the distance around a circle? Because that's what we're going to do, but here is a 3D shape. Okay, so but we're going to put the label around a circumference. Okay, so a circumference is calculated as pi d, simple as this. Okay, so I can see that they've given the formula, so but you can also use your own formula that you know, which is pi d. Okay, then this pi d, we are going to increase it with 3. Why 3 centimeter? Because we need the overlap, we need this decorative label to overlap with 3 centimeters. Okay, so what are we going to do is either you use this formula or you use this formula, you will get one answer. So we don't have the radius here. We are given the diameter, but we know that our radius is equals to diameter divided by 2, which is 10,4 divided by 2. That's going to be 10,4 divided by 2. That will be 5,2 centimeters. Okay, 5,2 centimeters. Then we can substitute. So we're going to have 2 multiplied by 3,142 multiplied by 5,2 centimeters, close the brackets, plus 3 centimeters. That will give us, okay, 2 multiplied by 3,142 multiplied by 5,2. That gives us 32. Then we add with 3. That gives us 35. That gives us 35, 6,768 centimeters. That means each candle will need this length, this decorative label, each candle. Okay, so I want to show you the same answer with that one. So we're going to have 3,142 multiplied by 10,4 plus 3. 3,142 multiplied by 10,4 plus 3. That gives us the same answer. So that's why I'm saying, if you go there in the exam knowing your formulas, these formulas that they give you, sometimes if they confuse you, you can go back to the formulas that you know. Okay, right. So now one candle will need this ribbon. So they say they will use a decorative label of 20 meters, but then this the decorative label of one candle is given in centimeters. So we are going to convert this 20 meters into centimeters. 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. Cross multiplication. So we have 20 meters. Where am I writing it there? Is it good night for me? Right. Question mark. We don't know how many centimeters we will have in 20 meters. So it's question mark. So question mark is 20 multiplied by 100. So 20 multiplied by 100 gives us 2,000 centimeters. This is the total decorative label that we have. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to take our total decorative label that we have and we divide by the decorative label of one candle. So we're going to say 35,6768 centimeters, which will give us, divided by 35,6768, that will give us 56,058. So that means this can make 56 candles. the decorative label of 20 meters can give us can be able to cover 56 candles. Okay, right, let's go to the next question. After carving a horse head in the cylindrical candle, he collected the leftover wax, melted it, and poured it in the mold. The leftover melted wax filled up 1/3 of mold. Calculate the volume of wax needed for one horse head. Remember, let's go up. This is the candle, but other candles, they're like this. And then now he's going to decorate doing a horse head. Okay, so when he do the horse head, he's going to take some of the candle mixer out. Okay, so but these dimensions, they're going to give you the volume of a candle without a horse head. Okay, so we need to do what? To subtract 1/3. Okay, we're going to subtract 1/3 from the volume. So let's check the volume of a candle, a full candle that was not decorated. So that is 3,142. Let's find our radius. Already we have calculated our radius of that candle here. So it's going to be 3,142 into brackets 5,2 centimeters to the power 2 multiplied by the height of the candle is 11,4. The height of the candle is 11,4 centimeters. So the volume of a candle that was not decorated, 3,142 multiplied by, we're going to say 5 to the power 2, 5,2 to the power 2. That gives us 27,04 centimeters squared multiplied by 11,4 centimeters. So we're going to multiply everything there. 3,142 multiplied by 27,04 multiplied by 11,4. That gives us 968,540,352 centimeter cubic. So let me wait here and explain. So this volume, so this is the volume of a candle that was not decorated. And remember, the question was, it said, calculate the volume of wax needed for one horse candle, one horse head candle. Okay, so they need to remove 1/3. So we're going to multiply here by 1/3. So when we multiply here by 1/3, we're going to get 322,846784 centimeter cubic. Therefore now we're going to have 968,540,352 centimeter cubic here. Centimeter cubic minus 322,846,784 centimeter cubic. Then we minus here. And that gives us 645,69 centimeter cubic. This is the volume that will be needed for a candle that will be decorated with a horse head. Okay, let's continue to 3.2. Almost there. So the tree diagram below shows the different options available for the candles that will be sold. Tree diagram for the different candle option. We have type of the candle: cylindrical candle, horse head candle, color white, gold, white, black. So the cylindrical candle can be white or it can be gold. The horse head candle can be white or black. Then the decoration: ribbon, no ribbon, ribbon, no ribbon, ribbon, no ribbon, ribbon, no ribbon. Then the outcome. That means this C stands for cylindrical candle, W white, R ribbon. That means this will be a cylindrical candle, white in color, and it will have a ribbon. So let's look at the question. Write down the description for X. Now our X there, this is the X. We can say that this is the no ribbon. That means X is going to be ribbon. Remember, it's in the category of the decorative or of the decoration. So on the decoration is ribbon or no ribbon, ribbon or no ribbon, which is also known, having a letter R. Y is an outcome. So this outcome, we're going to track it from here. This outcome is going to be H for horse head candle, B for black candle, and also N for no ribbon. Then you get your 4 marks. Now they say, write down the probability of buying any candle with a ribbon. Any candle with a ribbon. How will we know that a candle has a ribbon? It must have R. So we are going to look at anything that has an R. We underline it. We underline it. This one, there was no R there. There was no R because it's HBN. Let me write it. HBN. So there was no R. So the probability there is that we're going to get 4. The probability is going to be 4/8. Then we multiply by 100. That means the probability is 50%. The probability is 50%. Then they say, write down the probability of buying a gold horse head candle. The probability is equals to a gold. We need to look at the gold. You see, a gold horse head. So we don't have, in the horse head, we only have white and black. We don't have the gold. So the probability is impossible. So you can say 0/8, which is equals to 0, or someone can say that is impossible. Impossible. That probability cannot happen. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our today's session. Okay, so I thank you guys if you have watched my video for this far. Thank you, and please make sure that you share with other people that you might know that are doing Meslit, or you just give them the link to my YouTube channel so that they can also get the information. Okay, so if you do not subscribe to my YouTube channel, please make sure that you subscribe so that you're still going to get more information coming. So the next video that I will be posting question 4 and question 5. Okay, I salute.